Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again, and welcome to The Roads with Belle. Today is September 15th, 2024, and this is episode 56 of The Roads Not Taken, which is a weekly series where we go over the news that's unreported, underreported, didn't get the coverage we felt that it should, or we just found it interesting. And then we go over a couple of questions from y'all. Oh, but before we start off, on Thursday, we experimented with a new format similar to this, but it deals with state news. We'll put a link below if you'd like to watch it, and if you give us some feedback, that'd be great. And in the meantime, I know I'm no substitute for Brian, but until we figure it out, today is September 15th, and it's International Day of Democracy. On this date, in 1835, Charles Darwin reached the Galapagos Islands. In 1983, the first Costco opened in Seattle. And in 1942, the USS Wasp was hit by Japanese torpedoes at Guadalcanal. The damage led to her being scuttled. As an aside, there have been 10 USS Wasp ships in the Navy, the first in 1775, and there is one active today. And starting off with foreign policy, the German defense minister seemed to be unimpressed by Putin's threats over the possibility of the US and UK expanding the area in which Ukraine can use missiles inside Russia. He said, quote, "What the UK and US agree with each other is not for me to judge. It's up to those who supplied those weapons to decide. International law allows that." Then added, "And Putin's threats are Putin's threats. That's all that needs to be said. He threatens whenever he likes and whenever he sees fit." It seems that Putin's implied threat of engaging NATO head-on is being met with some skepticism. Russia expelled 6 British diplomats it accuses of spying. The U.S. put out an alert about RT, that's Russian state media, saying they are engaging in far more than just media coverage. It suggests they have been involved in everything from information and influence operations to military procurement. The German Navy sailed a couple of ships through the Taiwan Straits as China protested. Germany hasn't engaged in this type of freedom of navigation exercise in about 20 years or so. It might be a signal of Germany's desire to become more prominent in the Indo-Pacific theater. In Congo, a court handed down death sentences to 37 people on Friday for their alleged role in a coup attempt. The defendants include a number of foreign nationals, including a Belgian, a Canadian, 3 Americans, and a person from the UK. The UAE has stated it won't back day after plans unless there is a Palestinian state. In U.S. news, the first news item under the U.S. could really go into the Q&A, but I want to get this out early for those who don't always stick around to the end. The claims about Springfield are still going on, and now people are circulating images saying it's a cat or a dog on a barbecue. We've had 4 things sent to us. Out of 4 images, we've seen 0 dogs or cats, but we have seen 3 ducks, a goat, and a lamb. Please remember, you're sending these images to a bunch of rednecks. A, it isn't going to gross us out, and B, we'll know what it actually is. GOP senators are warning House Republicans against a government shutdown as the Republican political stunt continues to struggle to get off the ground. Arizona's 1864 abortion ban is officially no longer law. The legislation to repeal it happened back in May, but it wasn't until Saturday that it became official. Trump continues to say he won't agree to another debate. Analysts are skeptical as Trump's poor performance might actually have some effect on turnout. In cultural news, Martha Stewart endorsed Vice President Harris. There was an art heist in the UK in which Bansky's Girl with Balloon was stolen. 2 men have been charged. A video about Project 2025 in the style of Schoolhouse Rock has appeared on YouTube. We'll have a link down below. In science news, Polaris Dawn, the private spaceflight, completed the first private spacewalk. China's reusable experimental spacecraft has returned to Earth after about 8 months in orbit. Not much is really known about the secretive spaceplane, other than the United States has a secretive spaceplane of its own, and they might be engaging in some good old-fashioned one-upsmanship. Oddities. Trump bizarrely attacked NASDAQ after trading was halted on the stock associated with that minor social media site he's involved with. It looks like the halt was part of a routine limit up, limit down. There will probably be a video on this. Also, Vance. Vance has been Trump's go-to for media appearances to reach undecided voters. But ever since the whole Trump meltdown over Springfield, he has been talking more in line with the president's baseless talking points. Oh, and just a quick announcement before we get to the Q&A. I have an event this week. So while you'll have videos based on some of the questions we've gotten, might be late on breaking news because my days will be pretty full and Dana might be covering and filling in for me next Thursday. On the Q&A, when do we get post-debate polling? Oh, well, some's already come out, but it's not enough to really get a clear picture. It was mostly collected within 48 hours after the debate, and that's not enough time to reach the undecided voters. These are the people that don't follow politics extremely closely. So as the buzz keeps going, more information will be collected, so it's still going to take a little time. Why would the US and UK announce a policy change when it comes to long-range missile strikes in Russia? Why not let it be a surprise? Surprise ballistic missiles being launched against a nuclear power? That's not a good thing. And that could spiral out of control very quickly. We won't do that. Regarding Trump and Vance's very public disregard of Springfield, Ohio Haitian immigrant community, is it possible that community, or even the people of Springfield, Ohio, as a whole, to bring a class action defamation lawsuit against the Trump-Vance campaign, or against them as individuals? It seems to be that this kind of speech can most definitely be damaging their ability to thrive in society, and even put them in danger as we're collectively witnessing as a nation. That's a really good question and a really interesting question. I honestly don't know. I would look toward more LawTube. I am sure there is somebody that's legally able to give us more information on that. That's just not in my wheelhouse. But try LawTube. And definitely I would love to know. Do you think Trump will eventually agree to another debate? You called his behavior last time. I think he has to if he wants to try to win. Will he? I have no idea. I am sure he will keep us guessing for at least a couple of weeks. I would think maybe, but I honestly, I don't know. A note from the team. We got a request from somebody in California to remind everyone with large animals to work out their wildfire plan now. Calling the fire department's non-emergency number will often have information on where you can take them in the event of a fire. Yes, please get your emergency plans together. I so hope you don't have to use them, but it's better to be prepared. So that looks like it's it. A little more information and a little more context, and having the right information will make all the difference. Y'all have a good day.